50% of those will attend. That's based on our data.
Good. Well, I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Good. You're going to introduce me.
All right, people are coming in. People
Good.
are.
You're going to introduce me.
I will.
Thank you.
Let's wait a minute or two. We're just receiving our participants. We have 21 now and counting. All right, I'm so excited for this. Let me tell you, I wake up multiple times because of this. Okay.
Oh, dear. Well, this is our first. We'll do many of these.
All right. Okay. A little bit of housekeeping before I start. So we are recording. Replay goes to everyone who registered. Also, chat is open the whole hour, but also we have a Q&A portion at the end. So if you brought questions, make sure you have them listed. Um, all right. Okay. So let me start by sharing a little bit of a story. This will be quick. I don't want to get the time of Michael Gerber. Before I introduce the man you came here for, I want to say one thing to everyone in the room, and I want to say it slowly because I needed someone to say it to me years ago. So, if you have a business, whether brick and mortar, service provider agencies, or even a freelancer, and you cannot leave your business for 2 weeks without something breaking, or if you leave, you don't get to get paid. You are not disorganized or you're not the problem and you are not behind. You are doing 8 jobs at once and nobody has ever shown you that they are 8 separate jobs. So hold that thought because everything in the next hour is going to give it a name. And let me tell you how I met Michael. I spent 17 years in supply chain, half of it in big enterprises, half of it building for e commerce brands. And for those years, I believe my problem was that I wasn't working hard enough. So I worked harder. I built a business that could run without me, or so I tried. And I told myself that was just what it cost. Then I started reading E Myth Revisited. I realized the thing I was actually describing was not supply chain at all. It was something underneath it, something I didn't have the language for yet. So the language already existed. The author of the book, a man had spent 50 years building it. I Google it, I reached to Michael E. Gerber companies, and to my surprise, someone replied to me and offered me a free coaching session with Michael. And at that time, I did not believe it. So during the call, he saw, my first question to him is, are you sure you're not an AI? Because I cannot believe Michael is with me in that call. And during that first call, he saw what I was reaching for. He understood and he started teaching me how to build it. I have been his mentee ever since. So some of you may know the name. For those who don't, Michael E. Gerber wrote The E-Myth Revisited. It has sold millions of copies. The Wall Street Journal called it the number one business book of all time. And he has written more than 35 books on, or plus now, on why small businesses stay small. But that is not why he is here today. Okay, he is here because his work is the reason I stopped blaming myself and started building a business instead of being one. Michael, thank you for being here. The room will be yours in just a moment, but before I do, let me show you exactly what this looks like inside a business because I promise you, you will recognize it. So, this is the question I mentioned earlier. I don't want the confident answer, I want the true one. If you disappeared for 2 weeks or more, no phone, no laptop, genuinely gone, what breaks first? Now, I need you to hear the right way. None of those means that you did something wrong. So here is the honest diagnosis. You do not have, a issue in working ethics, or you're not the problem. You have an undocumented one. And it's not your fault. You don't know it yet. Michael has spent close to 50 years showing this. This is exactly the eight. All right. So, Michael, I'll hand it over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Laura. All of you, I want you to know that Laura and I are in sync with each other because we're in sync with each other. Laura is an absolutely transformed small business entrepreneur, the creator of a business that works beyond belief. And she has learned how to do that by entering into a conversation with me, which was foreign to Laura when she first entered into it, because Laura had never heard what I shared with her. And once she heard it, once she absorbed it, once she took it in, once she personalized it and understood the difference between working in her company and working on her company, the difference was meteoric. Laura asked me, please, can I bring that very same thing to her folks there in the Philippines? You, with as many of you as possible, because Laura is determined to transform the state of small business in the Philippines, to transform the state of your lives. Now, hear me. I'm not here to sell you this. I'm here to share with you this. Because my dream has been, since I founded my first company, the first business development coaching company of its kind in 1977, my dream was to transform the state of small business worldwide. That's been my job. That's what we've been doing at Michael E. Gerber Companies, at eMyth Worldwide. That's what we've been doing at the dreamingroom.com and Radical You. That's the work that I've been devoted to now in my 90th year on this planet. So I'm thrilled to be able to bring the story to each and every one of you. And I want you to hear what I'm about to say. Most startups fail. Hear me. It doesn't matter whether it's in the Philippines, doesn't matter whether it's in Eurasia, doesn't matter whether it's in America, doesn't matter whether it's in Switzerland or Germany or the UK, it doesn't matter where they are. Most startups fail. And most startups work far harder than they ever thought they were going to work. And just like Laura said, she thought it was because she wasn't working hard enough. It wasn't because she wasn't working hard enough, because she was doing the wrong work. So I'm here to share with you the right work. And what do I mean by the right work? I mean the right work of a true entrepreneur. Because if in fact you're not doing the work of a true entrepreneur, your business will fail. And if it doesn't just go out of business, it fails to give you what you deserve to receive. It fails to give you the freedom a great growing company is designed to create. It fails to give you the passionate outcome of what you're passionately determined to create. I want to help you in the next 35 minutes share with you the 8 discrete entrepreneurial personalities, the people that live within every great entrepreneur. And if they're not there, and they
Sorry,
aren't there
Michael.
in what?
Sorry, I have to pause you because you're not an AI and we're live. You're in Texas. I'm in the Philippines. There are technical difficulties that's happening. There's a little bit of issue in your audio that started a few minutes ago, but I already messaged Amethyst to help just in case. It's a little bit robotic, so I think we have to fix it first.
I'm sorry, Laura, are you saying it's not working?
We can hear it, but it's I feel like it's static or something like that. There's a static.
I don't know what to do about that. It's the
Maybe
system.
let me help with that. Let's see.
Laura, do this instead, please. Let's
Hold on.
stop
Just pause and
and
see.
start over again.
Yeah. Yeah. Amethyst, I think we can you can rejoin. That's the best. That's what we do when Riverside has this. Because it was okay earlier.
Can you hear her?
Y-
Can you
I
hear her? Can you hear her?
Yeah, I can hear her.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
So guys, he's not an AI. It's a real person teaching us today. So
It's on the right things. Hmm.
you can exit and rejoin Amethyst.
Let's try this.
Yes, the joy of live
Why
event.
is it not available? Turn on. Turn on if you're not using headphones. Make sure without headphones. Headphones.
Can you try speaking again? Let's test.
What?
Talk to her. Can she hear you?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I think. Yes. Can you hear me?
I can't hear.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you,
Yes,
yes.
it's clear. Thank you. We're good. We're good.
Does it sound
Yes.
better?
Okay, can you get my camera back on?
Yes.
All right.
It's not on. There we are.
Does it sound okay?
Okay, now what about this? Can we move that?
It's Amethyst, it's being the same when you open the video.
No, cannot move it. That's just who you're going to see is Laura.
Okay. Laura, can you hear me?
It I think it is back to being static.
Amethyst, hold on.
Yeah, sure.
Amethyst,
Yes.
it's not working.
It went back when you opened the video, Amethyst.
Let her know we're going to leave and come back in.
No, I mean Michael's video. Oh, sorry.
Laura?
Headset. Yes, it went back to being static when you open the video back on.
Okay.
So can you
So
do
is it?
can you leave and then join again? Let's
Yes,
try.
we'll do that.
Okay.
Same link, just come right back on.
Yes. And I will entertain you guys when he's not here. I know you're not here for me, but for my mentor. Um, so if your business disappeared for 2 weeks, what breaks first? it is a very easy question to ponder on, but if you're a freelancer, you're a freelancer, you're doing your own business. I always say that you're an entrepreneur, or you have a business, even being a freelancer. So I'm just saying that because some of you here as a participant, some not 100% have businesses, but they think that being a freelancer is not a business. It is, because you are selling yourself. And right now, the issue with freelancers is that, um, if you don't go to work, no work, no pay. And that is something that, a lot of us in this freelancing or remote work setup has been experiencing. And even especially for those who has businesses right now, agencies, brick and mortar, retail shops, agencies running, even the I'm seeing a lot of people here with businesses in the coaching side as well. If we are gonna stop being online or showing ourselves for 2 weeks, it's something you will notice, and you will see what's gonna break. So that's the best lesson I've learned when I had read the book,
Does it sound better?
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, great.
Welcome back, Michael.
Thank you, Laura. Did anybody hear any of what I shared in the beginning? Or do we have to start all over again?
Yes, let's start. It's better that we start all over again.
So you best introduce me and everything.
Yeah, I think they heard my introduction. So after that,
Okay, are folks on right now?
yes,
Okay. So I'm presuming then that they're waiting to hear what I've got to say.
yes, they are.
Okay. Can any of them talk?
I think
Can they share right now?
they can chat. I believe so. Yeah,
Have
they
them
can
chat.
chat.
I
Yes.
want, I want them to say hello.
Say hello, guys, in the chat. There you go. Everyone saying hello.
Okay. I'm going to start all over again, everybody. I apologize for the technical difficulty, but I guess it's because I'm here in Katy, Texas, and you're there in the Philippines. And I'm thrilled to be with you. And I hope to share with you over the next 30 minutes or so the 8 discrete personalities of a great entrepreneur. What's missing in just about every small business I've ever worked with, the tens of thousands of small business owners we have met with, the millions who have purchased my books and read my books and engaged in a conversation with us over the years. I want to share the 8 discrete personalities that are absolutely crucial if you're going to create a great growing company. They are these. Take this in, and I'll repeat them several times so you won't get lost. They're the dreamer, the thinker, the storyteller, the leader, the designer, the builder, the launcher, the grower. An entrepreneur is a dreamer, a thinker, a storyteller, a leader, a designer, a builder, a launcher, and a grower. The dreamer has a dream, the thinker has a vision, the storyteller has a purpose, the leader has a mission, the technician has a job or a client fulfillment system to create a practice, to create a business, to create an enterprise. I'm going to walk you through that process here. And as we walk through it, I want you to internalize it, to understand that what I'm sharing with you is what I call the eightfold path. The eightfold path of a great growing enterprise. If you want to create a great growing enterprise, you absolutely must walk through this process. And in the living room, I walk Laura through this process, just as I walk thousands of small business owners through this process. My wish is to walk each and every one of you through this process. And as we walk through it, as Laura will attest to, it blew her loving mind. She suddenly realized what was missing in everything she learned how to do as she went to work in her company, doing it, busy. What's a dream? A dream is the great result you're there to produce. What is the great result you're there to produce? You understand it until you know what your dream is, until you're clear about your dream, until you actually can see your dream, until you pursue your dream. You can't go on to step number 2. In short, without a dream, you can't have a vision. Oh, you can have a vision, but it won't work, because it will be the wrong vision. Not because you're wrong, but because it's wrong. Every small business on the planet is doing this wrong because they don't understand what a dream is. A dream isn't a personal dream. A dream that I'm talking about is an impersonal dream. It's the great growing company you dream of producing, the great result you determine to produce. In my business, when I started up the Michael Thomas Corporation, way back when in 1977, my very first company, MTC, I was Michael, he was Thomas. Tom and I asked ourselves, okay, so what do we have to do this right? And I said, Tom, we've got to pursue the question, what does it mean to do this right? Because everybody I know is doing it wrong. And we came to the conclusion that we needed to have a great result that this company was going to be designed to produce. And that great result was our dream. And Tom asked me, so Gerber, what's your dream? I said, well, that's easy, Tom. My dream is to transform the state of small business worldwide. Our company, the Michael Thomas Corporation, way back then when we started it, was a business development firm. We created it to transform the lives of operators of all the small businesses that were starting and failing and starting and failing and starting and failing, and the frustration that lived at the heart of that failure just consumed Tom and I. So we had a dream to transform the state of small business worldwide. I asked Laura, what's your dream? I asked every small business operator, what's your dream? And hear me, they don't know. And that's the first thing we walk through, the dream. To then go on to the vision. A dreamer has a dream, a thinker has a vision. The vision essentially answers the question, what must the company do in order to fulfill the dream we've got? In this case, there are 4 things. The vision had to have a picture, clear picture. of the visual result the business would produce, the emotional result the business would produce, the functional result the business would produce, and the financial result the business would produce. The vision was visual, emotional, functional, and financial. Until you know what it looks like, until you know what it feels like, until you know how it works, until you know what it produces economically, you have a thwarted vision. You're never going to be able to realize the purpose of your company, the dream of your company, until you're clear about the vision of your company. Which takes us on to the purpose. What's the purpose of every company? What's living at the heart of every company? What drives a company to come alive and to do what a company does? That's the story that has to be told at the heart of every company. I asked a small business owner for the story of their business, and all they told me is the story of the work they do. Hear me? The work you do is irrelevant to the story of your business. The story of their business starts out by saying, let me tell you a story, Michael. Let me tell you a story, Laura. Let me tell you why I do the work that I do. Let me tell you why I created the business I've created. Let me tell you why I'm so impassioned by what we've set out to create in this business, the Michael Thomas Corporation, eMyth Worldwide, Michael E. Gerber Companies, and Laura's company. And the why of it, the purpose of it, is the story that lives at the very heart of it. The story that you're going to tell every person you hire, the story you're going to tell to every prospective client you're going to serve, the story you're going to tell to your mother, to your father, to your uncle, to your aunt, to your wife, to your husband, to whomever and whatever. The story, the story, the story, the story. Every great entrepreneur is a great storyteller. If you don't have that great story, if it isn't a visual, emotional, functional, financial, if it isn't tied to the dream you've got, it will not ever produce the result you hope to produce, to go on to the mission. And what's the mission? The mission is the place, the time, the heart and soul of telling that story everywhere you are. You're telling that story every day, every hour of every day, every minute of every hour, to anybody who will listen to what you have to say. Why? Because without that mission, nothing's going to happen to the job, the practice, the business, the enterprise. The job is the client fulfillment system. The client fulfillment system is what you might call the product of a business, the service of a business, the sole system of a business that lives at the very heart of the business, that produces the result of that business every single time. What is your product? What is that perfect living system that in fact lives at the heart of the job that you're going to produce every single time, over and over and over and over again, that's going to transform the state of whomever you serve in the way that you serve them, for the reason you serve them, with the passion that you serve them. A system, a system, a system, just like the system at McDonald's, just like the system at every great growing enterprise on the planet, which takes you on to the practice. And the practice is what I call the three-legged stool: lead generation, lead conversion, client fulfillment. Lead generation, how you attract people to you. Lead conversion, how you convert those you attract to you to become a customer. Client fulfillment, how you convert a customer to become a client. That business format franchise prototype.
It's still not working very well.
I'm sorry.
it's still not working very well, so we want you to take those headphones out.
You can't hear me?
We can hear you, but it's choppy. Take out your headphones. Put them in your thing.
Oh, goodness gracious, driving me nuts. Can you hear me, Laura?
Yes. Yes.
Laura, can you hear me?
Can you
She can't hear me. She's not talking to her, and she's not hearing me.
I can hear you. You're in there perfectly.
Laura, can you hear me?
I can hear you with less static now.
Come here.
She can hear you because I can hear her saying yes.
Let's test it. Hello?
Oh, my goodness gracious. The
Can you hear
practice
me,
of your
Michael?
business format franchise prototype. The practice is the turnkey system that lives at the heart of your business. And until you create that turnkey system, lead generation, lead conversion, client fulfillment, you're never going to create a business that can be scaled, that can be replicated, that can be grown, that can be built, that can be transformed as you hope it will be transformed. Just as like Ray Kroc did at McDonald's when he built his first prototype of McDonald's and then replicated that prototype faithfully again and again and again and again over 40,000 times. Get that? 40,000 plus times. Can you imagine being able to do that with your company over 40,000 plus times? Without the practice, the three-legged stool, the business format franchise prototype, you can't go on to create a business that works because you won't have anything to manage. The business is built upon a turnkey management system, up to 7 turnkey practices. So the practice is going to be replicated to scale it to grow a business. And the business is going to be up to 7 turnkey practices that is going to be managed with a turnkey management system. And that business management system is going to be scaled to grow an enterprise. And that enterprise is going to be scaled to 7 turnkey businesses or 49 turnkey practices plus a turnkey leadership system. Get it? A dream, a vision, a purpose, a mission, a job, a practice, a business, an enterprise. That is the prototype. Once you build it for creating a great growing company, and it's that great growing company, folks, that is going to give you everything you hope for when you started your company and done it the wrong way. Now, hear me. When I say you've done it the wrong way, it doesn't mean you're wrong. It means nobody ever taught you how. You've never learned the essential 8 steps that are crucial to building a great growing enterprise. And a great growing enterprise is an enterprise that's scalable. Scalable because it's replicable. Replicable because it's systems centric, not owner centric. Systems centric because if you don't have a system for doing every single thing your company needs to do, you can't teach somebody to do it as effectively as you do. Hear me. That system, that native intelligence, that brilliance that lives at the heart of every great growing enterprise is exactly what I spent about 12 weeks teaching Laura. And that Laura said to me, Michael, you got to bring this to all the folks here in the Philippines because I'm absolutely determined, Laura said, to transform the state of small business in the Philippines, to make certain that all of the folks living here side by side with me have learned what you taught me to do. I now know what's so crucial. I'm saying on Laura's behalf. I now know what's crucial to do to design, build, launch, and grow a great growing company that serves the people it was meant to serve in a way that very few businesses do serve the people they were meant to serve. By building the turnkey systems, the dream, the vision, the purpose, the mission, the job, the practice, the business, the enterprise, a great growing company. Oh my goodness, oh my golly, isn't that wonderful? You got it, Laura? I wanted to
Definitely.
share your story with your folks because I'm worn out.
Thank you. Well, this is kind of emotional for me. Telling this story, it is emotional because for us Filipinos, that is majority of who's in the call right now, are, we were raised to be good employees. We were raised to follow orders, climb the ladder, and then even go to other countries and work there. There were a lot of, that's why there are so many Filipinos around the world doing OFW work, because that's how we were raised. Do really good in working and you'll be successful. But some of us, a lot of you in this call has, it- we tried not to follow that. We realized that no, we I can do more. I can employ people, I can help laborers in the Philippines, I can build a business. But having no education about businesses, unless you were in a business school during college, is it's very difficult. I learned so much from my failures. Maybe for businesses, small businesses have failed when I was starting out. And when I read the book, when I started reading E-Myth Revisited, there were flashbacks of what I have not done during those times that I was the technician of my businesses. And if I stop working, everything will also stop working. So my goal, and I'm so glad that Michael is with me doing this, is to bring that in the Philippines. Imagine this: the best guru of small businesses in the US, in the entire world, is coming in the Philippines to help us. What did I do to be able to make that happen? It's unbelievable. Even until now, I still can't believe it that you guys are hearing and seeing Michael in this video. So I've been in the dreaming room since I was in the US, June, July, August. So this is my third month in the dreaming room, and we've done a lot together, Michael and I. And I can see that this is something that we can definitely um, share with you guys. That's why this is the first step. This is the workshop. Let me just share with you. Okay, so um, yeah. So if you have like any questions right now, this is the best time to share. A lot of you have businesses, I can see that. So if you have questions about the Eightfold Path, about the Dreaming Room, what did we do, especially in this in the weakest um, leg of our stool in Move Supply Chain, which is the client acquisition part. If you have any question about that, you can type it in the chat box and we can answer it for you. Okay. While you are preparing your questions, um, I also wanted to share with you what could be, your first few steps, next few steps after this workshop. First is you should read the book, whether Audible or um, buy the book. the actual copy, it's going to give you a huge help even just reading the book. And we wanted to share with them, Michael, the dreaming room also. I think if you have a more time to share what the dreaming room is, and describe it to our to our viewers, that could be a good way to continue as well. And AI has been with us in this period. So I know that Michael also has been using the team has been using the AI for that. We've been testing a lot, and there were Michael Gerber AIs that we can install for our businesses at this point. Um, and working on those can definitely help us with our small businesses right now. Okay, so I just wanted to share this slide. Which one do you actually own right now? So stage 5 to 8 describe what you have, not what you are aiming at. So stage 5, a job, you do the work. If you stop, it stops. Stage 6, a practice, you have help. Nobody can decide without you. If you stop, it slows, then it stops. Then stage 7, a business, a system produces the result and you run the system. You can be gone in 2 weeks. And then stage 8, enterprise, it runs without you and you are building what is next. So um I know someone, yeah, we are in different stages right now. So in Move Supply Chain, I would say we are in the transition of stage 6 going to 7, and that's the main work that Michael has been helping me with. We're transitioning from stage 6 to 7. We have one question for Michael. If you were 35 and starting today, with AI able to do most of what a small team used to, what business would you build and what would the image chapter on that look like?
I'm sorry, Laura, you're going to have to repeat that.
Yeah. If you were 35 and starting today, with AI here being able to do most of what a small team used to, what business would you build and what would the image chapter on that look like?
If I were 35, starting out today, and AI is available as AI is right now, I would
Yeah.
do exactly the same thing that I set out to do in 1977. The only difference would be AI would make it easier to do. Because one of the most difficult problems people always have had is to say yes, but it's too complicated. I don't have the time. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the information. I don't have the people. I don't have the expertise, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to give you a clue as to why AI as well today won't give you what you want it to do until you create the human intelligence that will go along with the artificial intelligence to create a great growing intelligence that is absolutely crucial to designing, building, launching, and growing a great growing company. HI plus AI equals great growing company. HI, human intelligence, plus AI, artificial intelligence, is the secret sauce underlying what you're going to be learning from us as we go through the dreaming room together. And I walk you through the 8 discrete steps that I talked about so you can discover your dream, your vision, your purpose, your mission, your job, your practice, your business, and your enterprise to create the prototype for growth. It's that prototype that enabled McDonald's to become the most successful small business in the world. If Ray Kroc hadn't built that prototype, his business format franchise prototype as expertly as he did, it never would have grown to 3 or 5 or 12 or 15, let alone 40 plus thousand of McDonald's stores worldwide. You get it?
Thank you. Thank you. And I can attest to that, Michael. I have been seeing your work guided by AI, and you're very quick right now. You have support, of course, but you have a very lean team, but you have an AI, you have a lot of AI tools that, is helping us. And I've even trying, one of those, and it has been life changing for us. So I think you can reach out to more people with less time is what is helping us right now. There's another question.
Absolutely.
Is it really, does it matter that your clients you attract aligned with your company's values and mission?
Say that again.
Does it matter that the clients you attract aligned with your company's values and mission?
Of course, you understand you don't attract people who already are aligned. The story aligns them. That's the key outcome of a great storyteller. The story you're sharing with the people on the street is the story that inspires them to understand and appreciate and value the point of view you're bringing to work in your company as you go to work on your company. So the dream, the vision, the purpose, the mission, at the heart of all that is the story. It's your point of view, it's your perspective, it's your belief system. And now you're going to go on and share that belief system with other people because you believe very importantly and justifiably that that system is going to transform their lives. Let me show you. Let me show you. Tony Robbins, you think about any great personal growth individual in the world of business, and every single one of them have a distinct story. The great ones tell those stories with a passion and commitment that lives in their hearts, lives in their minds, and thrills the people they bring them to. You get that? So they don't need to be like you in order to join you. You need to share your story with them to the way and the point that it inspires their imagination to grow beyond where they are.
And I think that's our biggest unlock the past few months that we're working together, Michael, is if we are, we have contents in our social media that incorporates our dream, our mission, our vision. We are automatically attracting, clients that values the same. So I've already seen that change within our company in the past few months since we started. Our team started to read E-Myth, E-Myth Revisited, Beyond the E-Myth, and other books that you asked me to read. My Some of my teams are also reading that. Um,
Isn't
yes,
that isn't
another.
that wonderful, Laura? As you see that,
Yes, I felt like I didn't have to work too hard on that. It became like an automatic transition on our business. When we started reflecting, when I started sharing my story that I never have written before until you asked me to write my story, and it reflects, it trickled down to my leadership team, trickled down to our talents, it trickled down to our content, our marketing, the way we talk, the way we email. Everything transformed when I started doing the practice. um there's a
absolutely. And what
there's
you're
another.
experiencing is the What you're experiencing, Laura, is the connection your heart is making with your mind, which is making the connection with the people you're bringing it to. And it's so authentic. You're not selling it, you're sharing it. You're not selling it, you're sharing it. And that authenticity comes through because you care so much about it.
I have another question here. Right now, they were able to quickly open businesses because of AI. Founding a business right now is a lot faster than before. But however, the founders still feel that operations depend heavily on his involvement. What would that what would need to change in that system's team ownership and decision making for them to confidently step away from business?
What needs to change is they need to have a dream, a vision, a purpose, a mission, a client fulfillment system, a job, a practice, a business, an enterprise prototype. Until they have gone to work on that company and gone through this eightfold path, they are never going to realize the outcome that they wish to realize. This isn't something that's nice to do, Laura. This is something that is essential to do for every business in every market, in every country, in every industry, in every profession. This is a universal system. That's how important it is. That's how crucial it is. So when they ask, yes, but, yes, but, my answer is the same for every single one of them. Enroll in the dreaming room and do it now because I'm going to deliver to you what I've delivered to Laura and what I've delivered tens of thousands of times. And we're going to truly, in the process, transform the state of your businesses. And in the process of that, transform the lives of the people you attract to your businesses and their families and their friends and their associates. I can see this spreading Philippine wide. Hear me, Philippine wide. And Laura is going to do that. And I'm going to help her do that. And I'm going to help every single one of you do that, even though I just started my 90th year.
I remember, Michael, you said to me specifically that it should be in proper steps. The eightfold path, not you know not interchanging which comes first. You start with the dream, then the other steps. And sometimes when Michael asks me to do something, like he said, I can clearly remember this. Before you transform e-commerce in the United States and other countries, transform e-commerce and businesses in the Philippines first. And I was like, in my mind, I didn't tell Michael about this. Why would I do that? My business is already in the US, UK, Australia. I want it worldwide already. And I've been doing businesses more than 5 years catering to US clients. Why do I have to go back in the Philippines to help the businesses here? And it's not just because of I don't want to help, but because what I've learned and worked on the past 5 years is always the US counterpart. And when he said that, I said I will follow him, whatever he say, even if I don't understand it yet. I will follow. And the following days has been like a magical, emotional for me because when I started committing to supporting e-commerce and businesses here in the Philippines, everything is like falling into places. I see a lot of e-commerce and businesses problems here in the Philippines. Then I realized that they need help. We need help, just like I did. I was just very fortunate to be able to read the book and Google Michael E. Gerber companies, and someone replied. But not every Filipinos can do that. It's a blessing that I have done that. But now that there's an opportunity to do that, I realize that this is the calling that I have been, I think the reason for my existence is, it's not just money making for being an agency supporting businesses, but I am going to be an instrument to support the Philippines in growing their small businesses, because we have to stop believing that we cannot. We have to stop believing that we were born just to be an employee. We have to stop believing that we are, below other businesses and entrepreneurs outside the Philippines. We are rock stars. We are smart people. We care so much about our work. We do a lot of things that other people has been appreciating, and we can do it. Like, I can do it, even if I, if
You
even
can do
before
it.
I.
You can do exactly what Ray Kroc did at McDonald's there in the Philippines, there at home, right there next door. The opportunity exists for every single one of you. Every single one of you. And I want you to imagine that. That in fact, if that's true, what I just said, for every single one of you to create a great growing company in the Philippines, you're going to transform entrepreneurship in the Philippines. You're going to transform small business in the Philippines. You're going to transform economic development in the Philippines. Wouldn't that matter to you?
Yeah, yeah,
My answer is, of course it would.
yeah.
And my invitation to every single one of you is join us in the Dreaming Room. Share the Dreaming Room enrollment form, Laura, with everybody. Get them to join. I want to see a whole bunch of you in a dreaming room with me, week by week by week by week, over 12 weeks, 90 minutes a week. And I'm going to share with you what I've shared with Laura. And Laura's going to be with us in every single one of those meetings. And she and you and I are going to transform the state of life in the Philippines. Here from Katy, Texas, I swear to God, we'll do that. I love you all. Laura, I'm going to say goodbye.
Thank you,
Sign them
Michael.
up. Sign them up. I'll see you soon. Bye bye, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Guys, thank you so much for joining, and thank you for being patient about that technical difficulties that we have. We have a lot of questions that we weren't able to answer, but I think what we've just done here is I can give you the straight line to Michael. That's my goal. And it's not just me talking to Michael. You all can talk to Michael. You all can send him a message and he will respond to you. And that's the goal that I have here, is that you meet him, in live video event, but at the same time, after this, you have that line directly to him, and then he answers every question he receives in email. He has this huge font in his email because he's 90, but he will respond whether you're from whatever part of the country that you are. So I am very grateful for you joining us today. I don't want to sound cheesy and emotional about this, but I think this is the start of you understanding or getting help from someone who has been a uh, uh, huge part of small businesses in the US. He's such a great guru from my experience, and he has seen everything. Just a very, very, very quick story before I end. At one point that I have a coaching session with him, he uh, he read my mind, my frustrations. I wasn't feeling very okay at that time because of problems in our agency, and then he said, you know you are impatient, Lara. You should follow step 1 to 8 in that order. You're skipping step 4 and going to step 7. That's not how it works. So when he said that, I realized I wasn't telling him everything. I realized I asked him, how did you know that I was being impatient and I was feeling like this? And he said, I'm 90 years old. I have seen everything within the e-commerce, within the entrepreneur side. He has coached thousands of people, and I cannot hide anything from him because he has this expertise, that he had gained based on his experience. So, guys, let's maximize that, this blessing that we are experiencing right now, and I hope that you continue to um maybe follow, read the E-Myth Revisited, Beyond the E-Myth, and other books, that The Awakening. It's such a really good book. You will not waste your time reading that. um and I will make sure that for those who ask questions, Paul, if you can copy those questions, because I will make sure that Michael will answer them even via email. Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you for staying until the last part, even though there are some technical difficulties. Paul, if you can share the dreaming room form, I think Michael shared it to us so that, or I'm not sure. Maybe we can share that via email as well. Um, yeah, we can email you. Yes, Paul. All right. Yeah. We'll use the email that you used for signing up. We'll send it there.